there's the opposite. So we call things non-virtuous acts. Non-virtuous acts is like the list that we were just talking about. Those are all non-virtuous. So there's not an avoid those. It's do virtuous acts. You do the opposite. So these are the things that you want to engage in order to create positive effects. So we're always seeking not just to stop being the problem for other people, the cause of their suffering, but we want to actually become a blessing to them. That's really the idea. So that through my actions, may all beings have happiness and health. May everything I do, whether it's washing dishes, mowing a lawn, making millions, losing millions, whatever I do, rather than be for me, may it be for the benefit of all sentient beings. That's our perspective. Yeah.
Are there any holy sites or areas of pilgrimage in Buddhism?
Yes, we have quite a few actually. Most of them all in India. Obviously places like where the Buddha attained his enlightenment, in Bodh Gaya, where he gave his first teachings, where he passed away. There's numerous holy sites that we make pilgrimages to. Yes.
I was wondering with the role of women in Buddhism. Can women be priests in Buddhism?
Yes, it hasn't always historically been that for different cultures. Some cultures where women don't have the same social equality, it's harder for them to be a monk because you can't work as a monk. You have to beg. And so a lot of times those cultures won't support the women. Now, almost all of them, they can be ordained. Yes?
What's the Buddhist stance on God?
Excellent question. I was waiting for somebody to ask that. The Buddhist view on God. So here's very briefly the conversation that Buddha had with a Brahmin. A Brahmin being a priest in Hinduism. Walks up to him and says, "So, do you believe in God?" And the Buddha says, "No." And the Brahmin says, "Ah, so you're atheist." And the Buddha said, "No." And he goes, "So you do believe in God?" And he says, "No." The Brahmin, getting very upset with him, says, "What is it? You either believe or you don't believe." And the Buddha says, "I'm saying no to your question. I'm negating your question. I'm not answering it." And the Brahmin says, "Well, why not?" And the Buddha says, "Because that is for an individual to make their own connection to a divine being or to not have a connection to a divine being. So there's no blanket statement in Buddhism. It's up to the individual to have that relationship or not have the relationship. We don't have anything to say about that. Our primary focus is that we follow the teachings in order to overcome our own temporary and ultimate suffering, but also to become the very finest, perfect human being possible. To equate that, we are trying to become, to our fullest potential, the Beatitudes that Christ taught. That's exactly what we're trying to do. Anything else that leads us from that, any other argument outside of that scope, has nothing to do with that practice and is a waste of time. It's entirely to the individual.
So a Buddhist really could be a Christian at the same time if they choose to believe in the
Absolutely.
Christian God and then practice
Absolutely.
the teachings of Buddha. Okay.
My personal belief is that Christ is one of the greatest teachers ever walked on the planet. And I view him as one of my own gurus. Literally. So, I see nothing in there that he ever teaches that would be in any way a conflict to the Buddhist teachings. And vice versa.
So what